You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Welcome to Truth and Logic, the weekly talk show that uses logic to explain the truth.
And the truth shall set you free.
Here's Deron Montgomery, David Cross, and Michelle Daniels.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Talk Zone Radio. This is Truth and Logic with Deron, David, and Michelle. I'm Deron.
It's David.
And Michelle's on the way, family. It's 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Depending on where you're at in the world, you can adjust that time accordingly. We'd like to thank you for listening and welcome you back once again to our weekly open forum discussion as we talk about current events and social issues. We are live, family, and the phone lines are open. And as always, we can be reached at 888-GO-FOR-IT. That's 888-463-6748. As always, the thoughts and views expressed on Truth and Logic are the thoughts and views of its host and do not reflect the thoughts and views of TalkZone.com, Syndication Networks, LLC, or any of its subsidiaries and or affiliates. Now, having said that, today's topic is going to be a little light, but then again, you kind of have to put that disclaimer out there because you never know what the hell we're going to say today or any week.
First thing I want to say is, because they just had another march for $15 an hour, got the damn coffee, told them I wanted sugar. Ain't no damn sugar.
$15 an hour, family. There we go. $15 an hour. My man cannot get no extra sugar.
I can't get no sugar at all.
But today's topic, we're going to venture into relationship 2.0. This is like, I don't know how many times we've talked about relationships. So basically what we're going to talk about today is, does being thirsty actually get you women? And a subtopic to that would be, has technology and social media basically fucked up relationships? But before we get into that, we have I told you all, family, we monitor Twitter, we monitor the email. Okay, so we have a logic letter for you this week, but we also have 4 questions that came to us via Twitter. So we're going to go through them one at a time before we get into today's topic. Formulate that. Think about how you feel about being thirsty. What is thirst in your opinion? And whether or not social media has contributed to, basically messing your relationship up. But the first question that came to us on the Twitter line was, do you think the violence issue in Chicago is directly correlated to poverty, lack of education, and feelings of hopelessness in young people? I'm assuming that he means young black people. What about the lack of jobs in certain communities? You want to get that first, or you want me to comment?
I would say yes and no.
Okay.
The violence is because right now we pretty much want to push the blame off on everything except for looking at inner self, looking at our family, our mother, father situation. Like I've said it before, you take the man of the household, then regardless to if you have money or not, you take the man out of the household, that destroys the household. You take a male, you need a man and woman to equally be in that child's life. But when you take the man out of the household, now you have the woman who's raising his child. Mm-hmm. And you get to the point to where the woman can't control the child, and more cases out of the field, they try to send the child to the man after she can no longer raise this child. He's out of control. Well, the man can't do anything because 9 times out of 10, she done told him that he wasn't shit. So now it's no structure. Mm-hmm. I think the structure is missing.
Okay, I will give you definitely that there's a certain amount of structure missing. I've said it before. When you look at it from a social-economic standpoint, where you have high levels of unemployment, low levels of education, you're going to have high levels of crime. That's, 1 + 1 = 2 all day long. So, yes, to a certain degree, the lack of jobs does contribute to it. But I would also say, to your point about men being missing, when you do have a family structure, whatever that family structure is, you all need to focus on what is really important. And we as black people, and I'm saying black because I've never been white, I've never been Hispanic or whatever, we focus on the wrong shit when it comes to trying to uplift a community, because like I said, when I lived in a community, and one of the biggest issues was my son's education.
Right.
And the reason why we moved out of that community, because the books were outdated, and the books that they had, they weren't even sent. I asked my son, like, I'm paying a book fee every year, $250 fucking dollars, but they're not sending no books home. They're sending they're sending Xerox copies of this book home. And I'm asking my son, where are your books? And he said, well, this is what they gave us. So we go to the parent-teacher conference, to the PTA meeting to complain about it. Now, this particular school has close to 2,000 students, like maybe 1,400 students. It's like 20 parents
Right.
that show up to this PTA meeting, and nobody's concerned about this book, situation. And so after a couple meetings, because, the first time, like, okay, well, maybe, something happening, people couldn't show up, whatever. After about 2 or 3 meetings, I look at my wife and I'm like, man, you know what? I see what the problem is. We the problem.
Yeah, it becomes
Because
normal.
nobody cares, nobody's speaking on it. And if we're the only ones complaining about it, and they got 1,199 other parents that ain't saying shit, then ain't nothing really happening. Even if the 20 of us were all in there, you still got 1,180 people who ain't said nothing. So the bottom line is that, we need to fight for better conditions for our kids so that they can have a better opportunity.
Right.
If you're in a situation that's less than, you have to figure out a way where, because neither one of us sitting here was born with a spoon in their mouth. I was born in Cabrini Green, raised on 47th and King Drive. So anybody that wants to talk to me about struggle, let's talk about it.
Right.
Because I ain't trying to hear all them excuses, because all the shit you saw growing up, I saw it too. So as far as that's concerned, we're going to leave it at that, because we can do a whole nother show on that. It says, what are the hosts of Truth and Logic doing to help the black community, young people in particular? I'm a member of perhaps the greatest fraternity known to man, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Stand up. I'm in the community often. We do mentoring programs. We visit senior homes. We feed the poor around the holidays. We have a march for babies coming up. So there's always something being done. If I'm there, whether all 3 of us are there or not, Truth and Logic is represented. We just sent over to what's the young lady, the little girl?
Madison Pruitt.
We sent flowers and a letter of condolence to the family. So we have our pulse we have our finger on the pulse of what's happening in the community. But understand this: when we ask you all to support Truth and Logic, the things that you all are asking us to support cost money. So when we say, when we show up to things, we're spending our own money. When we say we want support from the community to listen to the show, that's cool, that's fine, we appreciate that. But there's a GoFundMe page out there that ain't nobody putting nothing in,
right?
And it costs money to give back to the community. And we've talked about economic empowerment. If you want economic empowerment, your dollar has to go through your community a minimum of 8 times before it ever leaves. So, and we're part of that community, So that's my answer to that. You got something you want to add to that?
Well, myself, I've been known to go to my old high school, Leo High School, stand up, grammar school, St. Albee, also Oliver H. Perry, which is now here in Washington. I also talked to the kids at Dyke High School, Morgan Park, St. Francis de Sales. I let them know the struggles of being a young black male in today's society, of having a child at an early age. I had my child when I was 17. My daughter was born the day I graduated high school. My father had to sit me down. He had to explain to me, well, you're doing grown folks thing. It's time to become a grown folk now.
He said a grown folk.
you know how people used to talk back in the day. But so I do. Because it hurts my heart every time I see somebody young go into the penal institution, that regardless to why he's in there, and whether it's from murder or child support. It hurts my heart to see that we have so many young black men going into the penal institution, and it's become a badge of honor because you get more credit for being 4 years in jail than 4 years in college, and to me that hurts my heart.
Yeah, that's it's dumb. That kind of leads us into the third Twitter question. It says, I can't remember the last time I heard David say anything positive about black people. Does he know that he is classified as black? Does he like black people in general? I'm going to let you handle that because my name's not David, so I'm going to leave that all to you.
I love black people. I can't stand niggas. If that make any sense. Black people, stand up. I just talked about a young lady, black girl, I think she's 15, 16, got accepted to all 8 Ivy League schools.
Right.
All 8. Talked about a young man that gave money not money, but gave food to the homeless. Mm-hmm. So yes, I love black people. I can't stand niggas. It's just I'm not gonna say it any different. If nigga shit, I just can't. I can't do it. I like. What's your phrase? I believe in black positivity, not black bullshit.
We support all the time. We say we support black positivity. We reject black bullshit. So right. I know the question was directed at you, but I don't make excuses or allowances for what we call nigga shit or nigga moments.
A quick breakdown on how we even got into the radio station, how it even came up. Myself and Deron, we were talking, and we were getting into a debate, and we debated it. I think about maybe 4 or 5 topics that day, and some of my views were the same, some of my views were different. The thing is this: whether we agree or not, we shouldn't revert to name calling. We shouldn't revert to violence. But we flowed so well that night. I brought up to Deron. I said, you know what? Maybe we should try a radio show, and that's how everything got started. And it wasn't because. Yeah, I know I'm black. I know this. I look in the mirror. I know I'm black. Yes, I love black people, but the nigga shit I just can't do, and I won't accept it because a lot of this stuff has become the norm. Mm-hmm. Being 8 years on welfare has become the norm.
8, that's it.
Not 8 years. I mean 8 generations or whatever. On welfare has become the norm. Seeing somebody get shot has become the norm.
Right.
Well, I want to get us out of the norm.
Right.
And Deron said it time and time again. If we making you feel uncomfortable, we're probably talking about you, and maybe you could sit back and reflect, and let's get out of the norm, and let's change the norm. Mm-hmm. Because the one thing I can tell you is, your local gangbanger and drug dealer, why you think they don't go to Evergreen? Why you think they don't go to Oak Park? Because they call the police. Those white folk call the police. But our neighborhood, we
protect them, we house them, we harbor them.
So we don't call the police because we say the police are going to mess with us, which I just got into a debate with a gentleman the other day, an older gentleman. I know he's stuck in his ways, but, I mean, his whole thing is the police are not protecting black people. Okay, let's go with that theory. But then he said the police are harassing black people. Well, which one is it? Because if the police is not there around to protect you, how is the police around to harass you?
But if they're not around to harass you, they're not going to be there to protect you either.
Exactly. So my point is, you can't have it both ways. Right. You can't.
That's no different than the video that came out a little over a year ago with they was like the dude was sleeping in the police car. It's like, well, if he woke, he fucking with you.
And
so
if you sleep, if you sleep, he's not doing his job.
Well, and we got the last question was like, how do you feel about college athletes not getting paid, but their success bringing more revenue to the schools? Okay, this is a tricky question. Okay, and I'm gonna simply say this. Number one, in a roundabout way, college athletes do get paid because you get $120,000 education for free.
Right.
That is, however, these schools are making millions. If you're a D1 school, you are making millions upon millions by these guys. The coaches are getting paid millions, and they not playing. They haven't thrown one ball shot, one jump shot, and the kids get nothing. I am an advocate for college athletes receiving a stipend.
I think they get $500 a month or something like it's a couple. It's not a lot.
I don't even think they get that. Some
Yeah,
schools
they
don't get that.
They get some money. It's
You know?
part of the scholarship.
Okay, but $500,
Well, if you think about it, you're getting education.
right?
You're getting you're getting free housing.
Well,
You're getting free food.
that now we are assuming that we're talking D1 and some D2s.
Right.
D3, you ain't getting paid a damn thing.
Nah, you don't get paid nothing. But you get
You just playing because you love the sport.
But D3 also ain't bringing in millions.
They bringing in money though.
Yeah.
You been to a D3 game? They bringing them. You seen
I played for Elmhurst College.
You seen some of these D3 stadiums? They bringing something in.
Elmhurst College, they need to step their game up. They bringing shit.
Because my son play at Rockford. Their stadium not so much, but some of the stadiums we visit, oh, they bringing something in.
But my question is this: how do you determine on who makes what? Because if you go to Florida State, that's bringing in millions, and then you have Toledo.
Well, I think that your stipend should be contingent upon what division and what school you go to. I mean, the books need to be open. They need to say, okay, and it should be contingent upon which sport. I mean, a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but if you're running track for Florida State, you ain't bringing in the money that the football and and the basketball team ain't bringing in the money that the football team's bringing in.
Well, we had a debate about this when I was in college. Should the women basketball players, should women's sports get the same money that the men's sports?
Until you can make it make sense and make it fair to where people can understand it, this is something that ain't going nowhere. So let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Let's go take a break, pay a couple bills, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna jump into what the actual topic is today. So we're off the Twitter. We're off the Twitter questions, and we're back at you. It's Truth and Logic, y'all. Now what?
Back to David, Duran, and Michelle for more Truth and Logic.
We're fighters for truth, justice, and the American way.
And we're coming right back at you, family. It was once said by Gil Scott-Heron that the revolution would not be televised, but you know what? This damn show gonna be talked about. Now the question is, what do you have to say about it? You can call us. We're live. 888-GO-FOR IT. That's 888-463-6748. Okay, now that we've gotten the Twitter questions out of the way, today's topic, I know may not seem like it if you listen to that first 20 minutes of the show.
I'm confused myself. Like, what the hell is going on?
As you all can see, Michelle is definitely in the building.
Hi.
But okay, so we're talking about the thirst trap and whether and how real is it. First of all, and subtopic, of course, is technology and social media destroying relationships. First of all, let's talk about what is being thirsty, family. I mean, is the thirst real? And since we're asking the question, we might as well ask the first lady of the show, Michelle, is the thirst real?
Hell yeah. It's horrible. The thirst is horrible.
Talk about it. Well, first of all, what is thirst? What do you consider a thirsty dude to be?
The people that's between
lot
Wednesday
of-
and Friday.
Thirsty.
as hell.
I like that one. That was actually really funny, David. Some people have a misconception of what's thirsty and what a person is trying to pursue you.
Right.
That's two different things. Because some females are, he thirsty. Like, I think he's trying to pursue you.
He's
ain't-
being a gentleman.
right.
Right.
I think sometimes that gets misconstrued. Thirsty. Oh, thirsty. That's a
Hey,
person.
Kool-Aid. No.
That's a person, and I'm not even gonna say male or female because
You got some thirsty
nowadays
chicks out there
it
too.
can be both.
Yeah.
Thirsty is when you try to get a person's attention and you do everything in your power to get their attention. they give you the signal or they tell you directly, no, thank you.
I'm good.
And you still going.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a thing where consistence and persistence, okay,
And
sometimes
they
that
trying
works.
to weigh you down.
But sometimes it gets to a point where like stalkerish.
Where you like might need to call 911 right quick.
Yeah.
Like I need to take out this restraining order. What's his
Yeah.
name? I don't really know. I just keep seeing him though.
Yeah, no. To where, a person might not have no life.
Right,
Like,
right.
okay,
Right.
ooh, thirsty is, let's see. Let me give an example.
Why not? That's what we're here for.
You want the Urban Dictionary?
Oh, yeah, let me get that Urban Dictionary.
It says too eager to get something, desperate.
Yeah.
Do they got a picture? Because I
The
know some people pictures should be
desperation.
up in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I know some too.
Probably take up too much bandwidth.
Ooh. Thirsty person is, let's say, okay. I'm gonna go old school thirsty.
Well, see, be careful now. 'Cause
My-
back in
hold
the
on.
day, I grew up in a time where swagger was considered confidence.
No. I shouldn't say that.
Watch out there
I should say back in the day, thirsty for me. I'm going off based on an example.
Okay.
I'm talking about before GLTE was even thought of.
Dig
Okay.
that.
It was a guy. Wasn't necessarily dating him. Didn't seem interested to really date him. I'm
All
like,
right.
oh, we could be cool friends, whatever. He took that as, oh, she interested. I'm like, no, dude. And as you guys know, I'm pretty direct.
Nah, I didn't pick that up.
I'm pretty
Hell, you
direct. So I'm like, nah, I'm not looking for anything right now. I'm just chilling. I'm cool. We can hang out, but I'm not looking to be in a relationship.
Nah, that wasn't good enough for him.
Yeah, no. Dude sent me text messages. At first, I was like, I'll respond. Okay. Then after a while, it was beginning to be too damn
It went from
much.
cool to creepy.
It went from messages to phone calls to voicemails to Facebook messages to writing on my Facebook wall. I'm like,
Shit, he
slow
wasn't thirsty.
down.
He was a stalker.
He wanted you to be his
he
boo.
was my stalker. I just didn't see him that way. And when I say, hey, I don't see you that way, take the hint.
He trying to
But
get you
then-
laser surgery so you could see better.
But then, that was a couple of years ago. But now, you tell a dude you not interested, it's like, what?
You know, look. I'm gonna tell you what.
Whatever.
I've had some
you
female
ain't,
friends
you
tell
ain't
me this,
got
right?
it like that anyway. Blah
I've had
blah
some female
blah.
friends tell me this.
How you
Now,
gonna
tell me
dog
this,
me?
Tell me this. Has this happened to you?
Has it
Female, tell me has this happened to you? Female tells the dude she ain't interested.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is all wrong, all bad. Wake up the next morning, she got like 4 dick pictures in her inbox. But so you think that's gonna interest her even more?
She look at, oh damn, look at that dick.
She like, ooh, look at. Some of y'all, from what I understand, need to keep that motherfucker to yourself.
Yeah.
Po
Oh,
little tink tink.
man. When I tell you, don't nobody want to see that every
But you know
day?
what? But see, that's the problem.
That didn't attract you even more.
No.
Stop it. Are y'all listening?
I'm getting annoyed, is what I'm
But
getting.
you know what? See. Think about. I think social media is what shut the plaza down.
Yo, check this out here.
When we was younger, I used to
Plaza.
hang out at Evergreen Plaza.
Evergreen
Off
Plaza,
95th.
Lincoln Mall.
You used
And Western.
we used to hang out there. You got $10, but that's $10 that's going to the plaza because I had to get my nachos. Matter of fact, I had me a nice ass beeper trying to holler at a damn female because that's when we went to the plaza for to holler at a female.
Did this ninja say a beeper?
Man, hey, I had one of them beepers.
Hey, I had a beeper. I was like at the last leg of
Yeah,
beeper.
yeah.
Hey,
Right,
nah.
right.
Hey, I thought I was doing. I thought I was doing good. That's when you put in your code and the name come up,
Oh, you
and
was
of course,
fly.
man, I had to have my stuff showing. So saw a nice female, I buy my nachos. You know, I'm trying to flaunt. I ain't got no money,
Buy
but
my nachos.
I used to mess around with a girl.
You got one nacho and some cheese. One.
I said nacho. I put an S at the end of it.
Nachos.
But because I used to have a girl I dealt with. I used to call her misdemeanor because I thought it was a crime to be that dumb.
Right. Yeah, we've heard of her before. Call
Misdemeanor.
the show Misdemeanor.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Man, that's a long story on why she don't talk to me no more.
Drama.
But I have my beeper, man. I'm seeing this nice girl, so I'm trying to be suave and debonair. try to go for my beeper. Beeper gone, Kate still there. I'm mad as hell. I ain't even get her number.
Somebody robbed you?
Wait, I took the beep off.
Or the girl robbed you?
No, I don't know who it was because
it was the chick. She was like,
it might have been.
She's like, that's a nice
yeah,
beeper. I'm gonna
I
take
put
that.
my little information in.
Swoop.
but no, I think that's what shut down the
That's why
platform.
her real name misdemeanor.
Right.
Oh no, misdemeanor. No, like I said, it was a crime to be that dumb. She couldn't rob nobody. But
Oh man.
You stupid.
she probably called felony now. But
She probably called 10 to 12.
Y'all ignorant.
well, it was jacked up because she was 26. I was 16. So she was my boss.
She definitely called misdemeanor. That's a felony.
That's how you was pulling them.
That's child
You was
pornography.
pulling them. That.
Man, look here.
Man.
I was a hoe growing up.
He was, you know what? He
Wow.
grew up in the time of light skin and them light eyes.
I ain't gonna lie. I think the eyes got me more women than I should have gotten. Because women used to love the eye. Oh, look at the
Lord
mind.
have mercy.
You
I,
know what I'm saying? See, all my life I had to fight. I've been dark my whole life.
that's your bad.
Mama, he talking about you and my dad. So
No, I'm
just-
not.
just gonna
I'm
throw
talking
that out
about.
there.
I'm talking
You
about
know?
him.
You know, he talking about you. Where you think the jeans came from?
You should have got the. You should have got the
Jeans
light
came from.
contacts.
Oh wow.
So
I had 'em.
so guys,
Stop it.
give me a perspective on a thirsty female.
Well, you know what? A thirsty female, thirsty male, they pretty much the same. I mean, you know, here's my view of what a
Yeah.
thirst trap is.
Thirst trap.
You know what I'm saying? Because
And for those that don't know, a thirst trap was somebody try to lure you in
Lure
by
you in.
using sexual
Innuendos.
innuendos.
So look,
Yes.
you got people. Number one, social media has messed up. A lot of people are social media whores. They more famous than they need to be.
But
And
only on social
only
media.
on social media. Yeah, I knew a chick that was so consumed with being Facebook famous that she actually said it. I'm Facebook famous. Last time I
Google
checked,
me.
that ain't put $1 in your pocket.
Or Facebook.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing with being thirsty is when you project or portray something or someone that you're not.
Right.
You have a lot of people who are Facebook famous, but you meet them and they can't hold the same conversations that they have on Facebook via text message or whatever.
But it ain't just Facebook. Remember Black Planet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in
I
Virginia.
actually remember that. Ding, ding, ding.
When I was in Virginia. This when I was with my ex-wife.
Okay.
Because my future wife should know she wasn't in Virginia with me.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I used to look for the pages to where okay, she half naked, okay, ones I'm gonna hit. But I think people on Facebook, Black Planet, well, I don't know if Black Planet still exists, but all these social media sites. Number one, you put in too much information.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to holler at Michelle, all I have to do is read your page to
Unless
know
you
what
how
you're
to hook
interested
up
All
them
about
privacy settings.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying what I'm saying
On
is
Facebook now,
you put out too much information.
Right.
So the time for me to get to know you and to court you, I done knocked all that out the window because let's call it what it is. Most men only want the draws. Not all, but most.
Yeah. Most of y'all.
So if all I'm looking for is to sleep with you, I'm gonna do all my research there is to know about you on your page to know what your likes, dislikes.
But if she's on her game and most women who ain't like that, they gonna have it blocked out. You ain't gonna see nothing no way. But see, here's the thing: the people you are friends with, I don't need to know when you going to the store. I could give a damn.
Facebook up
I don't give a
status
damn. I don't
update.
give a damn that you and your boo are out eating.
Ooh.
You done took more pictures of the food than it's in the menu.
I take pictures of the food, but I don't
Yeah,
post
but-
them on Facebook.
People, why though? Why?
I don't know.
I got a question.
You're
Why?
"Ooh,
Like
look,
on Snapchat, like, look what I'm eating."
Look at this steak. Like I don't give a
It's
damn.
good.
I don't give a damn about all that.
But
how
see,
about that? How
with
about the
Snapchat,
person
it
that
go
talk-
away.
How about the person that talk about they was with Cletus or Shaquanda the day before?
Cletus.
Or because you say you got tired of Jamarquavius, so I come over to nothing.
So you came up with a country name.
Right, a country. Oh,
I don't know.
Negro spiritual. Go ahead.
But they with them.
Cletus. Sorry
and
if
did all
anybody
kind
knows.
of sexual stuff, but then on Facebook talking about they boo,
Or
kissing they boo.
Or I mean, you know what? See, here's my thing. People have gotten what social media is for mixed up. People want to, and here's what I really can't stand. I mean, talk about being thirsty, because thirsty it goes for a whole lot of other. I mean, more than just because you could be thirsty just for attention. She's just listening right now. You could be thirsty just for attention.
That DNA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so you putting up now, keep in mind, you ain't worked Monday through Thursday. But you, Friday, you like, oh, it's the weekend, turn up. Motherfucker, you done turned up all week. You ain't did nothing.
That's because all their friends was at work.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna need also,
I guess.
they turning up for the people that they know that work.
I guess so.
You know, you got people on Facebook during the day talking about, man, it's boring, ain't nothing jumping off. That's because the rest of us work.
Yeah.
Or we sleep because we worked last night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to get you a life. You know, but I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
until you get one, read a
until
book.
Until you get one,
Whoa,
shut
whoa,
up.
whoa,
What you say
read
there
a book.
now? Whoa.
Read a book.
Okay, so
Nate, read
so
no
check this
book.
out. This
You ain't
what-
gonna read no book.
this what we
I'm
gonna do.
be honest. Yes. I'm lazy. I read your book.
Thank you.
That's because we family. But you tell me to read a book, I'm lazy. I'm gonna wait for the movie to come out.
But the
Ain't no
gonna
movie
leave-
to my book.
The movie gonna
I mean,
leave
it
a
could
lot
be.
out.
That's probably true. I'm just letting you know.
Why
I'm
don't you
not.
just
I'm
get
not
the audio
gonna.
book then,
I'm
dude.
not because I'm lazy. I'm
You
not
don't even
gonna
wanna
listen.
listen to
No,
it.
I'm not.
We're gonna talk about that.
I know what my limitations. I know what I will and won't do. I can admit that.
He said this book more. He said this more than the pamphlet. I can't do it.
Hey, you give me an NFL book, the newspaper, I'm gonna read it. But you give me a novel,
That
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
250, 300 pages.
it's not gonna happen. But at least I can admit I know me.
So
Oh,
look,
okay.
so
I've
look,
read like
now I'm finna
700
zing him right quick. So now we know why he
page
passed the logic letter over to me and was like, "Here, go on, dog." read
No. Wow. No, but you've been reading the logic letter. So, I
That's
mean.
because I've been the one going in the email box getting it. You just happen to get this week's.
So?
And then and that's how look. So look, when he brought it to me, he like, man, you know, this is a good one right here. I said, you want to read it? He said, nah, you can read it.
Can I read it?
Oh.
Sure.
Ain't that,
Ooh.
oh, so what's this? Make David looks. You know what?
No.
You know what?
No,
Deron in
that's not
training, and Deron in training
That's
next week,
not
so I
it.
will read the logic letter next week.
That's not it.
Yeah, it is. This family. This is the Make David Look Stupid show.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's the Truth and Logic show.
That's
Hey,
it.
hey, y'all gotta remember it's two Davids now, so y'all gotta remember which one y'all talking about.
We're talking about the one on the mic.
Right.
No, okay. So look, let's read the letter. Let that marinate and go to break and then come back and address it.
All right. So, the Logic letter. Dear Truth and Logic, I am a 30-year-old unmarried black male with no children. I have been with my present girlfriend for the past 6 years, which brings me to the purpose of this letter. I recently proposed to her, but I didn't give her a ring yet. The issue is that she wants to have children, and I'm not sure how I feel about bringing children into this world anymore with the current state of affairs. Police brutality is at an all-time high, black-on-black crime has risen, and people in general are just plain deceitful. At one point, I wanted to have children, but now I'm not sure. I don't want this to come between me and my fiance. What if we end up having children and don't get married? Then you have the issue of child support to deal with. What do you guys think that I should do? #worried and confused.
The brother put the hashtag on that. That kind of goes with the whole social media thing that we're talking about today. So we're going to go pay a couple bills. We're going to come back. We're going to let that marinate for this little minute and a half, 2 minutes, and we'll be right back at you. It's Truth and Logic, y'all. Do you like originality? Do you like affordability? Then you'll love the Lost and Found Boutique. Original urban gear at an affordable price. The Lost and Found Boutique. Like them on Facebook. Or check them out online at The Lost and Found Boutique at BigCartel.com. That is www.thelostandfoundboutique.bigcartel.com. The Lost and Found Boutique. Dare to be different and discover what you've been missing.
Lost and found.
Are you in need of quality audio engineering at a price that you can afford? Well, look no further than 8 Shots Music, where we bring the studio to you. Whether you're a voiceover talent, singer, rapper, or whether you're recording audio for audiobooks, we bring everything you need straight to you. Check us out today at www.8shotsmusic.com or call us at 773-948-9296. 8 Shots Music, your music anywhere.
Give us the truth. That's what we need.
Truth and Logic. Back to Duran, David, and Michelle on TalkZone.com.
And we coming right back at you, family. This is your Truth and Logic team on Talk Zone Radio. We can be reached at 888-GO-FOR IT. That's 888-463-6748. Now, before we went to break, we read to you the Logic letter. And one of y'all want to jump on that first?
Let me throw out the disclaimer.
He's scared to have kids in a
let me throw out the
world.
disclaimer. I do read history books for the people that I do read those.
Yeah,
I'm not reading no novel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he spent a few years in the Navy, so we know he can read. Okay.
Hold on. She laughing at Navy. The man
I'm
sitting
not
across from you, Navy too. Now.
I'm
10
not
years,
laughing
baby.
at the
10 years.
Navy. I'm laughing at the fact that because you're in the Navy, you should know how to read.
Right. So
That's them other branches that don't know how to read.
Ooh, slow down.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on.
What branch were you in?
I wasn't in one, but
All
I
right.
know some people that were
It
in
don't
one.
matter. Navy is the top. Then you got everybody else.
Well, okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I kind of wish I went to the Air Force though, but go ahead. Do you all want to? You want me to get that? Or get
Go
this
ahead.
first?
Let
Yeah?
me see how you
No,
feel.
well, let me jump in first because I want to say
'Cause I'm
first.
gonna get to the middle of the letter.
First off, okay, you say you concerned about if you all split up. If you already have doubts about you all splitting up, then there's no reason to get married. I'm not going to marry somebody thinking in the future that we might not make it. I mean, you already having doubts. So if you already having doubts about being married, you shouldn't have a child with this person if the doubts are already there.
And it took you this damn long to propose.
Well, it don't matter how long it takes to propose.
Don Cheadle just married his girlfriend of 25 years. Don Cheadle, the actor.
A young lady
Hotel
told me,
Rwanda.
I got into a debate Saturday. The lady told me after 5 years, if you haven't proposed to me, then she going to leave me alone. I think it's crap.
A lot of
shouldn't
women
be a
say
time.
that. And
It
then
shouldn't be a time
A
limit.
lot of women say that, but 8 years later, they still with the dude because here's the reality of it. The longer you with somebody, the harder it is to break free from. But now let me.
I don't want to cut you off.
No,
but when the man knows, he knows, right?
Okay, but if you give me a time limit, if you say
Regardless of time limit.
5, if you tell me 5 years, I'm not going to propose to you for 6 years.
Here's the reality of the situation. This is what I believe, and dudes may have something to say about this. I don't really give a damn. I'm gonna tell the business because the reality of it is it don't take us that long to discover whether or not we want to be with you. We know whether or not we want to be with you. At that point, there comes a point relatively early in the relationship where we either trying to figure out how to get the hell away from you or how to get on one knee and get on bended knee and say, will you marry me?
Okay.
Period, point blank. All that. If a dude been with you 8 years and ain't proposed, he probably not. So
You just said Don Cheadle did it after 25 years.
He did it. He finally
after 25
did it.
years, have you seen Don Cheadle?
First of all,
he old as hell. His woman probably old as hell. He like, look, you've been around this long, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He probably got that mentality.
But if that's the case, y'all married already without the paper.
You know, there it is.
Common law.
But
Hell,
speaking
no,
of-
Illinois don't have common law. Matter of fact, I
Really?
got a friend. Him and his mother.
We ain't gonna go there. Let's just stick with the letter right now.
Okay.
Let's stick with the letter right now.
Because
We
they
ain't finna go
got
there.
common law married
But-
before.
Yeah,
they got rid of
that
it.
happens in L.A. all the time. But let me start in the middle of this letter where this dude say, I recently proposed to her but didn't give her a ring. He said
He ain't sure.
at one point I wanted to have children, but I'm not sure if he said I don't want it to affect the relationship between me and my fiance. Let me start. I'm gonna start with the middle and the end. First of all, dog, you ain't got no fiance because she ain't got no ring.
Pause.
You ain't proposed. You ain't proposed to her. You ain't proposed to her. You basically just told her some shit that was on your mind. I was thinking about marrying you. You know what I'm saying? What? David want to throw a flag on the play.
Throw a flag on.
Okay, David.
Who says I have to give her a ring to propose? No, let's call it what it is.
I would like to see this conversation between you two gentlemen.
No, why do I have to give her a ring to show that we're engaged?
I don't give a damn if the ring cost you $100.
What's more important,
sale,
the marriage or the ring?
The ring is just a symbol. I'm saying that when I propose, well, first of all, I didn't. Well, that's another show. Okay. So look,
don't put your foot in your mouth.
Right, when me and my wife decided we was gonna get married, we went and got some of the cheapest shit you could find. Our entire first wedding set cost like $300. It was nothing, but it was the symbol of it. It was like, yo, this is what we finna do.
Okay, let me ask you this.
I ain't saying that you. Okay, look, if you can't even say that you want to marry her because you scared to have a child, which speaks to something else.
Yes.
Right.
Because I was afraid to have kids when I was a teen. That's the reason why I was never a teen father, because I was afraid to have kids.
Shit, I was afraid to have kids. I just couldn't.
It didn't stop you from not strapping up, though.
I blame myself now. I blame myself. I'm not blaming nobody else.
What I'm saying is that I was afraid to have kids because I didn't want that responsibility. So that was never an issue for me, right? Mm-hmm. So he's got, and that's okay. That's an all right, fear to have.
Right.
The whole thing about police brutality being at all-time high, false.
Cop out.
It's what the propaganda that we're getting in the media
Which
makes it seem that way.
From what he's saying, he's a black male.
I don't know how long he's been listening to the show, but we brought it up at the beginning of the year. Police crime against black people last year was 3% of the total deaths. 3%. 97% was deaths. Now the second part about black on black crime, okay, you kind of got a point there.
Right.
Because blacks and other non-whites are killing us at an astonishing rate.
Right.
Very true statement. But, I mean, dude got a lot of issues going on.
Yeah, you don't need to be marrying nobody. I'm surprised you got a girlfriend. Get your life in order.
Get his life together.
Maybe he got a good job. Now, if he got a good job and didn't get a ring, then he need his ass for. But I want to hear Pastor Quinn take on this.
Well, she is just listening, but let me see if she got something that she wants to say.
Fan.
Pastor Quinn, I got a question for you.
Okay.
With you being a pastor, as far as a man proposing to a woman, do you feel like the ring needs to be there?
Yeah. That's not a proposal without the ring.
Yes.
Why?
And she's never heard me say this, by the way.
Why are you going to say I'm engaged to somebody, and there's no proof of it?
Because if
my husband had proposed to me, and there was no ring there,
y'all was just having a conversation.
We was just right. I'm like, I can't say that. See, when I was young and silly, I used to, just like you got girls nowadays talking about, oh, that's my boo, I'm engaged. Where's the ring? We waiting on it. Okay, you're gonna be waiting on the wedding day too, because it ain't gonna happen.
But what's more important, the ring or the marriage?
We said proposal. They not married.
Is the prelude to the marriage,
and they probably not gonna get married.
And if we want to go back to the biblical days when a woman was betrothed, they didn't have a ring, but they had a dowry. The family had a dowry that betrothed that man to that woman, that she came with to the man. But it was something that said, this is going to be my wife. Talk is cheap. And then why are you going around even considering bringing another human being into the world, and you already got issues, you're not married, and you already got trust issues? That's like I had a friend that had a friend when they got married. She kept her apartment down on Rush Street. He kept they had an apartment together up on the north side. Well, within 5 years, she was back in her apartment and he was in his. See, that's getting into something with the knowledge or the expectation that it's not gonna last.
Right.
Right.
Like I told you all last week, it's coming up 36 years.
Congratulations.
At the end 25th of this month.
Yep.
And it ain't been a bed of roses, but I've never moved out of my house because of whatever was going on. I never would have had a child had I thought that it was not going to last.
Right.
Because that would have been a disservice, number one, to the child. Because and I'm not this type of person, but most people use their children as pawns especially when marriages don't go right. So I'm gonna use my child to do what I want you to do because you wouldn't do it when we was together.
Right.
That and then we wonder why we have dysfunctional families, why we got dysfunctional kids that are messed up because they see mom and daddy going at each other like 90 going north. And nobody is doing anything, and the child is caught in the middle, and nobody is considering the child and what it's doing to them. So, no, give me a ring, show me some proof that this is my. See, we can't talk about what happened back in the day because it was a whole different breed, a whole different thing. All this stuff that's going on now, the mentality and the mindset, everything was different back then. Today, give me something concrete to show that this is really going to happen.
But not only that, how many times have you heard people throw engagement out and fiance out? Because how many times have you heard, I've been engaged 4 times. Do you know how stupid you sound? You've been engaged 4 times.
I've seen people give rings and they still don't get married.
That's dumb.
And they still don't get married. But
That's
you know
dumb.
what? That it is. But you know what? There was a discussion on Windy City Live yesterday.
Hey, don't be pubbing no other
if the
show.
marriage don't take place, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna say, but I'm just saying the discussion came up that if the marriage never takes place, who gets possession of the ring? I wouldn't have no problem giving the Negro the ring back. I don't care how much it costs. If it costs $5 or $5 million, you can have.
I don't know, Mama. $5 million. We might have to talk about you keeping that ring. On the pawn side, we can still come up on 2.5.
After me is okay with taking a secondhand ring that you gave to somebody else, then that's on you and her. But I don't want no memories of it.
Mama, we're going to have to talk offline because $5 million. I'm going to have to ask you to keep that $5 million.
Honestly, I'm like this. If I give something to somebody, it's yours. So if I gave,
I ain't gonna lie to you, $5 million. I want my ring back.
And like I said, if it costs $5 or $5 million, I'm gonna give it back.
$5 you can keep. $50 you can keep. $5 million, I'm gonna need that ring back.
But no, and you know what? Pastor Quinn? Because like when I got engaged the second time.
Mm-hmm. He has to make that known. Go ahead.
Because my first wife, it wasn't no ring. We didn't get a ring till we was married after a year.
Y'all was doing it in the beginning. See, that's why he's so strong on that. That's why he's so strong on that.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I did everything.
I understand being broke in the Navy, dog. I was with you.
Man, tell me about it. making about $600-700 a month. And supporting the family. Yeah. But no, I gave my wife the ring, gave me a ring. We did everything traditionally, but I've seen cases to where they claimed they were engaged, didn't get married. I've seen cases to where they gave the ring and was supposedly engaged and didn't get married, and that got me to thinking, how important is this ring? I've heard women say, well, you're gonna have to give me ring that's $6,000-7,000. What if I can't afford that? What if my finances say I can only get you a ring that's $200?
Well, then you know what? Then see, she's not in the relationship for you.
Exactly.
She in it for the money.
If you coming to me telling me what your ring got to be, then you know what? You finna be by yourself sooner than you know.
But no, seriously, that's what really got me to thinking.
Why
what's
he not
more
calling
important?
me no more?
If you don't
What's more
know
important?
me by now.
What's more important, the ring or the nuptials? And it seems, and I'm not saying all women, please, women. I'm not saying all women, but it seems like you got a lot of women out
He's
here.
saying that because he don't want to get beat up.
Wow. No, but no, you got
But
women
you
out here that make it
absolutely
seem
right.
like the ring is more important than
No,
the
no, the
nuptials.
ring is not more important.
But
The ring
you know
is an
why?
important symbol because if I'm not giving you a ring, then basically, 'cause like you said, people have gotten rings and not been married.
Right.
If I'm not giving you a ring, how easy is it for me to still walk away? If I'm not giving you a ring to show you good faith that this is what I think about you and I'm trying to take it there with you, then basically all we doing is having a conversation of what I might want to
So
happen.
what about the couples that get married and have no ring, but they're still married? Do that make that do that make that
There
marriage
are-
any
there are-
less?
No, there are certain, because number one, you have a piece of paper that say you married, but here's the thing, and you still have to pay something. If you are in a financial point where you maybe can't buy a ring, but you get married, you probably went down to City Hall and did it quick.
Mm-hmm.
Paid a pastor $50, paid a little $25.
Mine was 20.
I don't know, whatever.
When I went to City Hall, I paid $20.
Okay, well, whatever. I don't know. I ain't
Oh,
never
it's
been there.
going up now.
I'm just throwing numbers out there. But I mean, there are
20
look,
years
there are
ago, too.
exceptions to every rule. But most people
Yeah.
getting married ain't getting married and they broke. Most people getting married.
yeah.
Most people getting married have been on their job for a few years, and I'm working, you working, so we can do something. Like look, it is what it is. Let me ask you real quick, Pastor Quinn, about the whole topic. We talked about the thirst trap, but I'm interested to know what you think, real quick, before we get out of here for the day, is what you think about social media and technology messing up relationships.
Oh, it has. I think it really has because it's just too much. Number one, it's like I read some of the days somebody said you're not a drama queen, but you a queen that creates drama. But because everything that you do, your every waking moment, you're letting everybody know what you're doing on Facebook.
I'm in the stove.
Then
I'm in the vegetable aisle.
I'm in the bathroom. I really don't care. But if your personal business is your personal business, and you can't get mad at anybody for getting into your business when you put it out there for public knowledge. That's what messes up a lot of. Because today you mad at Jim Bob, and then tonight you're gonna be in love with him, but you didn't put this mess out there, and he saw it. Then you claim you don't have nothing to hide, but you got all these passwords and numbers and stuff, and you don't want your significant other to see it.
Now know what's funny.
Why?
You know what's funny about that is when people put out their drama on Facebook, don't attach a name to it. Like we don't know who you dating.
Like we don't know who you talking
We
about.
don't know who you talking about.
Here's a question. Here's a question that came up. Can you be friends with your significant other on Facebook?
Yeah, I was.
Why
That's a
not?
question that came up.
Me and my wife
Why
are friends.
Me and my wife are
Because
friends.
if you don't have anything to hide, why would you not?
See, here, I'm gonna play
significant
devil's advocate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate on the
Come
whole
on.
social media messing up relationships. Saying that social media has contributed to destroying relationships is no different than saying that guns kill people. A gun ain't never killed nobody. The fool holding the gun kills people.
That is true.
It's just like saying a knife and fork make you fat. No. The stuff that you put on that
stuff
knife
that
and fork
goes-
and the stuff that you eat make you fat. The knife and fork ain't did nothing to you.
Steak.
You know what I'm saying? Social media can only do what the people who are using it do it.
Right.
With it.
Yeah, but
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
I
saying?
said.
I mean,
it's the
so, I
people
mean-
that put the stuff out there.
But right, exactly. So
Right.
but I'm saying that social media is not to blame. It's the people who are using it.
That is true.
It's the people who are using it. I mean, because like I said, social media is twisted. Like I said, when I first got on Facebook back in 2008, it was all about, man, so and so having a job fair.
Networking.
We was networking. We was catching up with old high school.
That's the reason I
people
got
ain't
on
seen in
Facebook.
years. And then all of a sudden, the twerk videos came out.
I miss the old
and-
Facebook when you
and-
had to have college at the end of your
Some
email.
yeah.
Oh, you
right,
did?
Right.
Actually, I didn't know
Like
that.
back, like
When
if
it
you
first
was-
came out.
If you
See, when I
if
Back
first
in the
got
day.
on there, that's all it was
If
for.
you
was
wasn't-
for
if
Back in my
networking
day.
for my business.
that's all it was.
Because,
back
like,
in your day.
And I use it for a ministry too. People don't like. I tell people you don't like what I have on my Facebook page. Unfriend me because I'm there to disseminate a message. I'm not there to find out everybody's stuff. There's sometimes I post things that if I'm proud of something, if hey, when I made the dean's list, I posted that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Go ahead.
Hey, I didn't
Anybody
make
got
the
a problem
dean's
with that?
list
Tell
when
them
I was in
holler
high
at me.
school.
Real quick. I can't stand when
What?
people post on social media is their family information. Like I post stories on there on stuff. Try not to talk too much because I get called a coon. Which man, I've heard the greatest saying for coon, and it's the calling out obnoxious niggas. Right. But
Okay.
but I can't stand when people post family information. If I have a disagreement with Michelle Duran,
Yeah.
I'm not about
Yeah.
to sit up here and post it on social media. With
Pick up the
family,
phone and be a man and call her.
we gonna hash this out.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about it. But see that's okay. People hide behind that. Social media has made a lot of what I call Facebook gangsters and tech, because people will say a whole
Facebook
internet
pimps.
thugs. People say and pimps. People say a lot of things in social media that when you see them face to face, they're not gonna say. Whether it be reckless, or whether they flirting or whatever. Too many people have created personas, right? And that's not who they are. I tell people all the time. I've had people that see me in person and be like, "Man, you the same dude that you are on Facebook." I don't have time to create another person for you. This is who you are. This all I got. This
I'm
what I got.
gonna tell you, you're not that important for me to create another
I
person.
swear to
I
God.
gotta be myself.
Not at all.
Because if you can't take me for what I am, then
Thank
we just don't really need to be friends.
Yeah,
because I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm something that I'm not.
I can't be. It's too hard to be somebody I ain't.
Friends, how many of us
24/7,
have
7 days a week. Hey, I am who I am, and if you don't like the Jesus in me, you don't like me.
There it is.
Michelle done went old school. Friends.
We might have to play that one day. Having said that,
Ah.
what we got for them before we get out of here, family?
Man, hey, keep your pimp hand strong. Nah. I heard that coming in. No, but hey, use social media for what it's for. Stop trying to be internet gangsters, internet pimps. If you have no game, you have no game. We need to go back to the day to where you meet a female meet a man, you all get to know each other instead of you posting everything on social media and they know exactly what to say to you just to get in bed with you.
There it is.
Amen.
The thirst. Just keep it real. Just be yourself. Don't be so damn consistent. Be laid back a little bit and let the let the bees come to your honey. Okay.
Ooh, dude, go ahead.
I like that.
Having said that, I'm gonna say this, man. It's real simple. Be you. That way, the people in your life are who they supposed to be.
Right.
So, with that being said, we on a 6-day, 23-hour break, and as always, live life as if you're gonna die tomorrow, but take the time to learn as if you're gonna live forever. Develop an opinion. Think about it, and remember this: everything is black and white. It's not always black and white. So, until next week, family. I'm Deron.
This is David.
This is Shell.
It's Truth and Logic, y'all.
Your truth versus my logic.
Peace and love.
I like that.